Tale of two halves here at Clune Arena as Air Force went into the locker room at halftime with an 8-point advantage, and they end up losing by 14. Glad you were with us this evening. Rachel, we talked about it at halftime. Two good quarters by the Falcons. That third one did them in.
Yeah, I really think that New Mexico did a great job of responding after halftime. They amped it up defensively. Air Force shot 56%. That first half, a lot of it behind Kaylin Emble. Shot just 32% in the second quarter. That's 44% for the game. And New Mexico was obviously, I mean, they were kind of steady offensively. They got going a lot in that second half, a lot behind Duff, who should finish with 31. We'll show you some of that here soon. But those three-point percentage numbers were huge as Duff connected of 6 of 12. But in my opinion, one of the biggest stats was those turnover numbers. Air Force did a good job of taking care of it the first half, but in the second, definitely kind of hindered themselves there, and New Mexico finished with 18 fast break points and 18 points off turnovers. That was a key into getting them back into this one.
If you take away half of those points off of turnovers, this is just a 6-point game.
Right, exactly.
It's very close. So that's something that Coach Gobrecht obviously knows and her team knows, but if they're going to have a chance tomorrow, they've got to take care of that basketball. Well, we did have some bright spots today on the floor for both of these teams. Kaylin Emble was honored before the game as becoming the all-time leading scorer in the Division I era for the Air Force Falcons, and she really could do no wrong in that first half, and even added to that in the second half. You see the spin moves. She could hit from outside. Kaylin finished the day with 28 points. We have not seen that from her all season. She was possessed today. And the Falcons really did spread it around. Not only did Kaylin Emble do a nice job, but right before halftime, you'll see here coming up in a moment, it was Riley Snyder, who didn't play in the Falcons last game with an elbow injury. She hits the three to put Air Force up by 8 at the half, but in the second half, Air Force did not have an answer for Latasia Duff. She was on fire in every aspect, inside, outside. I think we overlooked her defensive play. She forced a lot of those turnovers. She finished with 31 points. The final score 80-66. So the Falcons, Rachel, you're the coach. They're in the locker room. There's not a lot of turnaround time. What are you talking about ahead of tomorrow night's game? Well,
I think a huge thing was, the Falcons did a great job of starting out as the aggressor. They threw the first punch. How they came out in that second half, those first couple of minutes were huge. And again, you have to credit New Mexico. The way they came out of half, those first couple of minutes were a huge catalyst, a huge spark of energy, and Air Force was playing on their heels. I think you can't have a lull like that, especially against one of the top 2 teams in the league and one of the top offenses in the country. And so I think it comes down to just not being complacent, not being lazy with the basketball, making sure we're doing a better job of taking care of the basketball, and finding more of a balanced attack. I don't think you can rely on Kaylin Emble and Riley Snyder to combine for 48 of your 66 points. So a few things to fine-tune, a lot you can look at in that first half and be excited about, but I feel like defensively that second half combined with the turnovers and how they responded out of half is probably what Coach Gobrecht is focusing on now.
It's going to be a quick turnaround as these same two teams meet again tomorrow night here at Clune Arena. Tip-off for that one is 7:30 Mountain Time. For Rachel Galligan and our entire Falcon Vision crew, good night, everyone.